All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this call started. I'm gonna pull up the screen share, but before I do, remember, I don't even know if it was this call. It probably wasn't this call. But my question to you all is, who all has an accountability partner? Does everybody have an accountability partner? An AP partner, somebody who holds you accountable, somebody who you hold accountable, right? So if you got an accountability partner, they not on the call, and you know that they usually are, or they should be. It's a good time to be accountable to them. Let them know, hey, look, sis, hey, look, bruh, we got places to be, we got places to go, and I need you there with me. So we gotta be at the same places all the time. And here's a good thing. How many of you guys like, I don't really have an accountability partner? I don't really have anybody that I can message right now and make sure that they on. That's a task. Because guess what? Having an accountability partner is somebody who is going to hold you accountable when you need it. Because sometimes we need push, sometimes we need people who are, especially who are at the same pace as you as far as they want to go with the marketing plan. And if they, got a day and it's popping, guess what? It's gonna rub off on you. So get you an accountability partner if you don't have one, right? Get you surrounded by people who are going where you're going. So that's a key tip right there. So I'm gonna start this screen share. Wow, this is beyond me. Beyond me. Beyond me. I don't know what's be going on in this. It'd be a lot of cool. There we go. Can everybody see that? All right. Cool. So, welcome to Herbalife University. You guys, I get really excited about these calls. I get really excited about this information, and I get excited that you guys show up to class. So today, our topic that we're going to be covering is the 2500 house. So I'm not sure if anybody out there has ever struggled to do the 2500. Maybe you don't even know what it is. But we will talk about ways to break down doing your 2500, which is how you become an active supervisor, and really like the basics when it comes to being a supervisor is to always make sure you at least do your 2500 to collect all your royalties. And then we're also going to be getting into distributor etiquette. Now we're going to talk about a few of the promotions. So congratulations to everybody who qualified for LGW VIP. I can't see in the chat, but fire up the chat with everybody who qualified for Leadership Development Weekend, which is next weekend. Qualify for VIP. Put what level you qualified in. And that's a big deal, because on the way to going wherever it is that you need to go to, keep in mind doing it first class, doing it VIP makes the journey far more enjoyable, right? Cool. We also have the getaways to qualify for, but y'all know the one that's sitting right there in the middle. Who going to Mexico? Who going to Mexico? Well, put some flames in the chat, or a one or whatever. Put a arriba, a Mexican flag or something in there. Throw something in that thing to let us know you not playing about going to Mexico. I'm going because I said I'm going, and that's on that. It's going to be a great time. I don't think we've ever stayed at a house quite this big and quite this nice, and quite the scenery that we are. The one in my Akuma was nice, but I think we might have upgraded. So, really, you guys go after these promotions. And then also, I think I saw it might have been Ed, second or third cut to the distributor action plan. I think fully qualified. Congratulations. We also have that as a promotion for anybody. Look, this is a promotion for brand new people. As soon as you start, you can start qualifying for things to make it. You know what I call that? You know what we call that? We call that being the proof. If you guys want to start getting like proof that this actually works. Oh snap! I'm having trouble hearing you. Y'all, I'm taking my watch off. Ain't no way. I know Siri lying trying to listen to this call. Look, Siri trying to go to Mexico. Clearly, it sounds like. But if you guys heard, as soon as you come into outside the business, you can start qualifying for the distributor action promotion. Look at the bag. Somebody came in my nutrition club with one of the new bags. I was so jealous because I can't qualify for it because I'm not a new distributor. And they've upgraded the prizes for the new distributor action promotion, so you can immediately start qualifying for that. The next thing, I don't want to do what Andy always does. She be sliding, boop, and it be distributor of the week already. But I think that's the next slide. So this is what we're gonna do. How many of you all are excited to just add value to what we have going on? Whether it's good mornings, whether it's just a hello, whether it's answering questions in the chat, whether it's having your video on the call, everything matters, you guys. And we went and we picked a distributor of the week based on somebody who brings a lot of, who has in the last week brought a lot of energy, a lot of value, has made a lot of big decisions, and has chosen to really take the business for what it's worth this month. So that's not what that is. So we're gonna just go straight to distributor of the week. And distributor of the week is Miss Demikia, for adding all the value and all of the things that you've had going on inside of your business. I think I actually have the call to where you can't um, unmute yourself. Let me go ahead and boop. So congratulations, Miss Demikia. Now, if you're on the call, which I didn't even check, but you should be, raise your hand in the chat and we will unmute you because we want to be able to hear from you. Let me see. Oh, I don't think I see her. All right, you guys. Well, you guys throw it in the chat. She might be working too. She been working. So you guys throw it in the chat. Tell her congratulations. She was voted as distributor of the week for adding a lot of value and also having a lot of amazing things going on. I know I've seen that she was at Peace Drop more. She's been adding and posting a lot inside of our groups, inside of our chats. And I also think that she actually just went a little bit more full time with the business opportunity as well. So congratulations on that and having a really, really good month. So what we want to do, you guys, is now welcome all of our new distributors, and it was a good amount of new distributors that came through the business. I don't know. I'm just thinking to myself, do I want to go through these names? I don't want to tear it. Let's just do it. All right. Let's just crack. All right. All right, you guys. So welcome new distributors: Sierra, Tatiana, Mikitra, Ariel, Pinke. So I hope I didn't mess that up. Pinke, I'm not going. All right. Ashley, Damian, Danny, Yesenia, Taisha, Lakeisha, Jordan, Lynn, Toria, Jessica, Jose, Jana, Charissa, Indy, Tyler, Shawanda, Marco. Welcome to the team. If I tore your name up, I apologize. I promise I didn't do it on purpose. You don't got to read that well to be great at Herbalife, okay? Now we want to congratulate everybody who did a pin change, and this is always week to week, you guys. So this is from last Thursday to this week. So if you see your name, guys, you see we have some new senior consultants and we have some new qualified producers. Now keep in mind, if you ever see somebody's name twice on this list, it's because they changed levels twice in the last week, and that's that work. So congratulations to everybody who went to that 35 and 42% discount levels. And now we didn't have any new qualifying supervisors because royalties ran. So now I want you guys to congratulate all of the new, as of April, fully qualified supervisors. People enjoying that 50%. People are now eligible to start qualifying for the North America vacation. There's a lot of things that are now available and unlocked to you, including royalties. Oh, them royalties is something beautiful, right? We also, you guys, we have some new World Team members as of royalties running. So shout out to Jose Torres and Sonia. Brand new World Team members. We also have some new active World Team members, but for whatever reason, that thing didn't want to pull up on my report. But I do know that we did recognition earlier on this morning. So congratulations to Bop Nation, brand new active World Team. And I believe I saw Althea on as well. So congratulations, new active World Team members. And who's inspired and who's ready to be an active World Team member? I seen Tatiana said, boy, you talking to me. You talking to me. Okay, all right, sis. You ain't said nothing but a word. Okay. Now, For those who don't know what active world team is, it is a position in the business to where you're starting to master a lot of things. You have to do 2,500 volume points 4 months in a row. You have to do 1 month of 5,000 personal volume points, and then also 1 month of 500 royalty, which is made up of you getting supervisors, which is an important thing. You've seen all of the people that reach that 50% level. I'm gonna tell y'all the simplest way to kind of think about Herbalife. It's like get the supervisor and get some supervisors. That's kind of like the best way to move up the marketing plan. You just do that over and over and over again, right? So congratulations to our brand new tab team members. We're gonna celebrate you guys all month. Miss Kiana White, congratulations. We also have Mike and Julie, new global expansion team members. They about to start enjoying that team 2-check life. I love it. Miss Melanie Polk. Oh, come on now. These man, these people ain't even been in the business no time. None of them. All three of them. They ain't even none of them been in the business that long. It's crazy, right? And then we also have some tab cuts, you guys. Put some flames in the chat, you guys, and some inspiration to all of these people who are going through tab cuts. These are about to be our brand new top achievers. We got TG. I always say Corwin, but he be getting mad at me when I say that, so I'm just gonna call him TG. We have Weston Alex. Then we also have Alexis White. So you guys throw them all the energy. And if you're on their team, this is what I want you to do. Get behind your team. Rally for your team. Like we don't miss no cuts. We're gonna finish what we started, and we're gonna make sure that our leaders and our uplines get to where they gotta go to, and that's on that. Right? Congratulations to First Cuts Global Experience Team 2500, Kia and Geo. I believe Geo is actually like ahead of pace. So they moving pretty good. So we're gonna have this pen right here is a beautiful pen too as well. And of course, you guys, we have Miss Andy Buffins, who was currently in her second cut of Millionaire Team 7,500. If you guys don't know what this is, you guys I'm gonna just paint this picture for y'all. This is like you can like see press team. Like president's team is 10,000 royalty, millionaire team 7,500 is 7,500 royalty, right? So it's really not that far away. So I don't know where all them brave hearts is at. Where y'all at? Oh, y'all ain't making no noise. I don't know. I don't even see y'all turned up in the chat. Let's get fired up, because here's the thing about this, you guys, as we spend just a few seconds on this. Having somebody reach the president's team is already a big deal. But you guys know the women representation, we get to have a lot more of it. And this will be a big deal, not only just for you guys, but for the entire company. This gets to be some groundbreaking next level stuff to have somebody that's young, somebody that's relevant, and somebody that's inspirational. So you guys, look, it's the 15th. We're halfway through the month. What you got in you? Brave hearts. I think I seen a movie and they was turned up when it was time to go to war. And that's where we at right now. We fighting for new lives. We fighting for freedom. We fighting for, inspiration, hope, and better days. You guys get to be a part of that. And as soon as Andy reaches, finishes out Mill 75 and goes to press, guess what? It unlocks it now for all her downline. It's now possible for you. It's not accessible for you. It's now possible for you to one day obtain that level because you had your sponsor or your upline do that, right? So throwing some all the best wishes as they're gonna go ahead and finish that out. And now, you guys, we have class is now in session. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this screen share. It was like 100 something messages in the chat, so I didn't even really see what y'all was talking about. Hopefully you guys realize that we have a lot going on. We have a lot going on. We have a lot to go for. We have a lot to be excited about. And we're going to go ahead and get into a few of our topics for today. And we're going to start with one thing that we really like to talk about is distributor etiquette. Now, this is not necessarily per se an Herbalife term, so I don't want you guys to go look for it on myherbalife.com. However, it is something that we just started talking about because there's not a one particular kind of way to be as a distributor, right? We're not going to say you have to all walk, talk, and chew gum the same way, but there are a few things that are in alignment with the people who are successful. There's a few key attributes that are the same across the board. There are a few things that, every distributor wants to really work at if they want to have success. Now, here's the question for, everybody. How many of you guys from the position that you're at right now would love to go, let's say, to global expansion team in just about a year from where you're at right now? You would love to be a tab team member in a year or less. We got a lot of people. Me, 5. Some of y'all don't know what that means, but don't worry. You're gonna learn the marketing plan. We're gonna figure it out. And what I want to say is there are a few key things that each distributor holds as things that they feel like are core values of a great distributor, right? And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pass the call over to somebody who, and I'm gonna let her tell y'all, how fast she reached, tab team, but also how, the things that she's taken on to help her embody the kind of distributor that is somebody who can go very fast to the tab team. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: I did global expansion team in 10 months, and I'm gonna tell y'all it came with cutting down the learning curve and just getting it as fast as possible. And when I say it, we're going to discuss what those things are. But the faster that you can learn it, don't be like me. I was hard-headed, you know, early and pretty much often. However, it was a few things that I did learn as far as how to be as a distributor, and we're going to pass the call over to brand new global expansion team member. I mean, it ain't really been that long at all. Look, One Nutrition Club already over 100 consumptions a day. Other nutrition clubs are on the way, so I have no doubt that the bus is not stopping here. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the call over to brand new global expansion team member, Miss Melanie Polk, as she goes over her key points to distributor etiquette.
Hello, family. How are y'all tonight? um, so I'm Melanie Polk out here in Dothan, Alabama. I've been a member for a little over a year. Joined the business last January. Brand new global expansion team, like Steven said. So before I get into, I'm basically going to give you guys 10 tips, 10 keys that I feel helped me to accomplish that. I'll give you a quick timeline of how of my journey. Basically, I started the business last January. Wanted to lose some weight. I had gotten, after I had Peyton, my daughter is 3. Had just gotten the biggest I have ever been, and it wasn't excuse. It couldn't be an excuse anymore because she was 3 years old at that point. So started the business in January. Lost 7-8 pounds in like my first week. So I contacted my sponsor Kiana, and I was like, hey, how can I start selling these products? Joined the business. I became a supervisor in March. I hit World Team the 10K way in April, and I stayed at World Team from April until I hit active World Team in December. So obviously a lot kind of transpired during that time. So the first thing I want to say, the first key is use word talk. We've heard that all the time. All of my starting clients and my starting distributors that I got my first month was because I lost 25 pounds on the products within the first couple of months. So my results were noticeable. People were asking me, what I was doing. Obviously, I was able to tell them what I was doing, and I could confidently tell them what I was doing because I was using the products. I wasn't telling them something that I heard someone say. I wasn't telling them something that I read. I was telling them my own personal experience. So I'm really big on that. Use the products so you can confidently talk about them, because confidence is what sells. Wear the brand. I have to get my computer together, but I have on my Herbalife jersey. I wear my button every day. I get hits off the buttons all the time. Wearing the brand, get anything branded, anything that says Herbalife, have it so people know, what you're doing. That's gonna spark conversation. Talk about the products, talk about the business. I talk about Herbalife to everybody, everybody. No one is exempt. My second key would be run a business of integrity. That's extremely important. I tell my team that all the time. I do that myself. We're not into taking clients from people. We're not into bashing other distributors, other organizations. And I won't go into too much detail, but some of that happened with us when I joined Herbalife in Dothan, Alabama. It was not a lot of people that looked like me that sold the products or that did Herbalife. So we had other organizations. They try to deter people from coming to us, but you know, I run a business of integrity. I never had to badmouth them. I never had to do anything or say anything because what's for me is for me. What's for them is for them. I tell my team that all the time. We're in a small community, so everyone knows everyone. The first thing I ask, hey, have you talked to anyone about Herbalife? If they say yes, we send them back. We don't take anyone clients. um, Number three, be who you want to attract. If you're building a business, be the person that you want your distributors to be. I work hard every day, because that's how I want my distributors to be. Um, some of you know my story. I was a full-time social worker when I joined this business. I did not um, become full-time with Herbalife until October. So I worked a full-time career as a child protection social worker, very high demanding, very high stress job, but I still gave Herbalife my all because I enjoyed it and I had clients, so I felt like I owed that to them to make sure they knew what they were doing. So every day, I post because social media is one of my methods. So I post, I talk about the products, everything that I want my team to do, I do it. I don't expect them to do anything that I'm not willing to do. So be who you want to attract in your business. I make it a standard to do 2,500 by the 15th. I make it a standard to do 5K every single month. And that's just a standard I've set for myself. And that's what I want them to see. So they know that it's possible for them as well. Number four, qualify for everything. Everything. It started with cocktails and convo. Seven is my upline. Her and Annie did cocktails and convo. We had to have one distributor, and that also pushed me into my heavy recruitment. But in order to qualify, you had to have one distributor and you had to have your 2,500 volume points. So my very first cocktails and convo, that's when I met all of the other family. That's because that's what we are now. We're family. My very first one was in March. Yeah, it was in March. And I just like, it really did something for me with the business. So that was the first event that I would say that I qualified for. And I was like, okay, so it's more people who do this. It's people that, I can get to know. And it was fun. Part of qualifying for everything is also the bonus checks. Like this month, I'm going to get a $500 bonus check, 550 for qualifying platinum for LDW. If you can get free money, why not? Just by working the business, just by helping others. It's a no-brainer for me. So qualify for everything. Just make that a standard. Um, Part of qualifying for everything, and I want to highlight this is because it's something that changed my business and changed my outview, was the vacations. My very first vacation was super team vacation in Mexico. I had a conversation, late night conversation with Bop, with Rosie and Mackenzie, and with Steven. Like it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. We all were just sitting there just talking about our goals and what we wanted. Had I not qualified for that, I never would have had that conversation. And Steven said something to me that really stuck out at that time because I was really battling. I loved Herbalife. It was really consuming me. It was taking over everything that I was doing because I had so many clients, still trying to work with my clients at my career job. And Steven was like, well, what's holding you back from resigning? And I was like, just that for sure money. Although when I became a supervisor back in March, I always made the same salary. I've never made less in Herbalife than I did with my salary. If I matched it or if I made more, it was never less though. So I was like, just knowing on the 1st and the 15th, I'm for sure getting a paycheck. That's really what was holding me there. And then I was like, in my insurance, I have really good insurance. And Steve was like, that's an excuse. Insurance is an excuse because you can pay for insurance. So that just stuck with me. And I just always thought about it. And something just really changed me and Mackenzie and Rosa. We kind of made us a little pack because we were roommates. We kind of made us a pack, and I'm so proud of them. They hit Active World Team. I'm Global Expansion Team. So we stuck to what we said. Me, Christina, and Seven, we made a pack. We got to get Baby Parker the press team. Ride for your upline. That's definitely a key too. But had I not qualified for everything, I never would have been in that room. I never would have had those conversations. um, go to all events. Again, I came into the business last year, so I haven't had the opportunity to go like to a live event except for the couple of STSs that I just went to in Orlando, which was crazy. Super was a speaker at one, Naeem was a speaker at one, and it just shifts. It lights a fire under you, something I can't even explain. If you've been to a live event, then you know the feeling. So going to all the events, it definitely helps. It helps you stay near the fire. It helps you see the vision. It helps you feel it. I mean, it's one thing to be on Zoom, and our Zoom trainings are cool, but being in person, meeting your team in person is different. Any event that you can go to, go. Make that a standard. Going to all the events. Number 6, be coachable. Be coachable. Be coachable. And I say that because I want to be completely transparent. I have not always been coachable. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, because I didn't start being plugged in until October. And Seven, she would always text me, hey, call is on. And I had a lot going on, but I could have hopped on a call if I wanted to. I just didn't feel like it was important. But she always would remind me, she always would tell me. And I'll be honest, like me talking on this call, that's me being coachable. I didn't volunteer to do this. Stephen just signed me up. But I'm coachable now. So I didn't tell him, no, I'm not going to do this call. What he told me to do, I sat down, wrote it out, and I did it. Me sharing my check with y'all last week, that was me being coachable from Seven. And it's not because I didn't want you guys to know. It's just because I never shared what I made with people. That was just me. But I didn't know, once I said that, I got so many messages. I have a master's degree. I was barely making $4,000 a month with the state of Alabama. When I get this bonus check in next week, I will clear, not taxes, clear in my account that I can touch $9,500 from this business. I'm in student loan debt. I pay student loan every month. And I made $9,500 from something that I learned from my phone. I didn't know that's vision for somebody. But Seven said, hey, sis, you need to tell people what you made. Okay, I'm coachable now. Bump it. I'm going to tell them. So be coachable. Number 7, stick to the structure provided. Do not create your own. We have a flow, you guys. Stick to it. I don't know if y'all heard what Stephen made this month. I did. I'm trying to make it. So why would I go against the grain? Why would I go against what Stephen has outlined? Why would I go against what Super has outlined? Why would I go against what Garing has outlined? Why would I go against that? Duplication is the name of the game. Copy the right cat. I'm not going to come in here and change everything up. Why would I do that? I just got in the business. You don't know everything. Someone knows more than you, so follow the flow. It works for sure. Number 8, recruit. I make it my business, like I said earlier, to talk about this business to everybody. Everybody. I follow the flow. With clients, I let them know as soon as they order. Make sure if you use social media, post your shakes. If someone asks you what you're doing, let them know. Tell them about the challenge. I also tell them, when people see these results, if you do what I tell you to do, you're going to get a bomb result. When they see what you're doing, they're going to want to know. Either you can send them to me and I can make the money, or you can make the money. So I use the flow all the time, and I make sure I make it a standard to recruit at least 3 people a month. That's just something that I set for myself. That's something I want to do. And again, backing up to cocktails and convo, that's all I knew, because I knew I wanted to be there every month. So I knew I had to bring somebody in. So recruit, 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 making sure you bring people into your business, because if you put all your eggs in one basket, if you haven't brought anybody else in, what if that person quits? If you've you put everything into one person, you didn't worry about recruiting anybody else. If that person that you put everything into, if they quit the business today, that's your whole entire business. You ain't recruited nobody else. So you always want to recruit as many people as possible. Number 9 would be stay plugged in. You want to stay near the fire. Again, I did not start being plugged in until October. And I remember Seven told me, she was like, well, you're kind of like my guinea pig, because, it's working for you and you're not on any calls. So, I'll still tell you when the calls is. And what she didn't know, yeah, I was top volume. I was making money, but I was lost in the business. I knew how to tell people 2 shakes a day, 2 snacks, 1 full meal. I didn't know. I was doing the flow unknowingly. I didn't know the flow. I didn't even know the call schedule, y'all, because I didn't care to know. When I realized after Mexico, and I was like, okay, we're really finna buckle down, open this nutrition club. I was like, okay, let me just start getting on these calls. Got on a call and I was like, oh shoot. Okay, this is what we doing. Got on the next call. I was like, oh damn. Okay. So as I got on the calls, I was like, wow, it's a whole nother world. What if I would have did that, y'all, in April when I hit World Team? Who knows where how further, I don't have any regrets, because this is my story, but stay plugged in. Stay plugged in, stay near the fire, get in the chats. I would call Sev or text her and be like, hey, what's this is? She was like, it's in the chat. So I had to get in the chat, and I do my team the same way. So stay plugged in, stay near the fire. Number 10 would be complete your 90-day plan. Again, and I think Collie or Orlando, one of them said this. They said they ran the business off talent, but now they're doing the business off structure. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is me. I did that. I did Herbalife for 10 months off talent. I done threw that structure in there now. Listen, it's crazy. So I started my first 90-day plan mid-December. Almost a year in the business, my first 90-day plan. If y'all heard me earlier, we opened a nutrition club. Me and my upline, me and my sponsor Kiana, we opened Vision Nutrition October 24th. Club's going crazy. Like we have a really good thing going with our club. December, I hit Active World Team. Started the 90-day plan mid-December. First cut get January. Fully qualified global expansion team in March. Started my next 90-day plan. So everything that I'm doing, or everything that I've done, has already been done. It was laid out for me. This business is laid out for you. You just got to do it. So those are my tips. And I didn't add this one because it's just, it's a no-brainer for me, but personal development. I have not, I like, I don't know, I like people, but I've always kind of been to myself. I don't really, prior, I didn't really deal with a lot of females because, I just had my own experiences. I have like my set couple of friends, and I didn't deal with a lot of females. I got a whole team of women. All of them are older than me too. So most of them, I think it's like 2 that's younger than me. So I had to work on me and my personality. I had to get deep in personal development to deal with so many women, because I normally would not have prior to this business. but I love my team. My team respect me as their leader, and they know that I'm not going to stir them wrong because I do what my upline tells me to do. You know, they see where we're going, and we're, we've locked arms, but they wouldn't be comfortable following me and doing the things I asked them to do if I was all over the place. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I said this a couple of days ago. I open the nutrition club. You know, me and Kiana have our schedules. I start my day at like 5:45. Get my daughter to school, go open the club. I work hard every day. I show up every single day for myself, for my daughter, for my team, for my uplines. I show up every day. They show up for me because they see me showing up for my upline. So, but personal development, that was definitely a big key for me. I read the four agreements 4 times in a row because I just had to understand that sometimes people are going through their own thing. Let them. One of my teammates, hit me with a text. The old me be like, who's she talking to? I just won't respond. You know what I'm saying? I'll just let them, because they're going through something right now. I'll let them have that moment. But personal development got me there. I got to do it every day, every day. So that is it, you guys. Those are my tips. Y'all are seeing me. Calls are not my thing. I'm growing into this because I know I want to be a president's team member. I know I have to get uncomfortable. This is an uncomfortable year for me. It's going to be very uncomfortable for me because I know where I want to go. I know where I want to be. Like Steven said, Vision is doing 100 plus consumptions a day. We have three clubs that where leases have been signed. We have two more. They're looking for buildings. So y'all hold me accountable. We're definitely gonna hit a praise run for sure. So thank y'all.
Fire. Hey, look, what I tell you, I said, look, we're gonna make you a good speaker. I told you this. And look at that. Phenomenal job. Thank you so much. And you guys, like, really, like, a lot of those points are phenomenal. I remember, I sometimes I'd be forgetting to remember, but am reminded when we start sharing the stories about Mexico. Literally the conversation we had is a conversation that can apply to everybody, you guys. When she told me, about the money, and then it was really the insurance, or I think it was the insurance. She was like, I got good insurance. I was like, man, don't let a fear of security hold you back from greatness. And I think a lot of us can write that down and apply it because we have a fear of letting things go. And that's, that security that we've talked about. That I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday. Do not, oh, she want me to say it again. Do not, let a fear of security hold you back from greatness. And we do know that, where we were raised a particular kind of way, and we're taught a really specific type of thing to get a for sure paycheck, and to get like things taken care of, and to do things X, Y, and Z. But what I can tell y'all is, man, when you start betting on yourself, amazing things happen. And not just with myself, I see it, over and over again with people in this organization. So thank you for that. And then that it's in the chat. I love that. I got that from my sponsor when I first called him, and we had chats really back then, but he's like myherbalife.com 866-866-4744, which is why sometimes I'll be looking at people when people be asking stuff in the chats and y'all give them the answers. I be like, you gonna teach them, or you gonna let them learn? Are you just gonna give them the answer? Or you gonna, or let them know how to find it? If you lead that horse to water and make it drink, and help it drink every day, you got to take that horse to drink every day instead of teaching it. So that's all. I know people be feeling like we be mean sometimes, but I promise you, it's all for the betterment of who you get a chance to be inside of this business. So thank you for that. Now I'm just going to show you all something. Now, is there anybody that they might think that they're struggling in their mind to do 2,500, because that number, it seems like such a big number. And just for you guys to understand, if you don't know what 2,500 volume points, the significance of it, once you become a supervisor, you're allowed to earn up to 5% royalty on your downline. So your first 3 levels. And That 5% is made up of how much that personal volume that you do. So if you do 500 volume points in a month, you get 1%. You do 400, you do 2,000 volume points in a month, you get 4%. But that's why doing your full 2,500 makes sense because you get your full 5%. Who trying to give money away? Nah, I'm just, hey, I don't know. I seen a lot of y'all. Look, y'all got this the super thing. It makes money everywhere. I wish we can do that for like royalties, like a video game or something. If somebody drop their 1%, it's money everywhere. Pick it up. Boing. You know, we don't want to do that though, right? We want everybody to collect their full royalties. Now, if you all or somebody, maybe you want to say it or maybe you don't, it doesn't matter. It's not really about that. It's about anybody out there who wants to learn how they can start to track doing 2,500. Does anybody care to learn how to track and make sure that they do 2,500 volume points every month and make it look simple? I'm sure you guys may have heard, and that's an oxymoron if I ever said one. I'm sure you may have. Uh, I'm sure you have heard of the 2,500 house before. And if you haven't, we're going to introduce you all to the template, right? And so here is, I forget which event. By the way, who like this cup? Anybody like this cup? Anybody like this? I got another one. Got another one right here. These are future presidents team retreat cups. I might give this cup to somebody. I'm not sure yet. Y'all just let me know. I'll see how I feel at the end of this call to get that cup. Some of y'all on y'all edge y'all seat now. I want the cup. I bet you do. But let's go ahead and get this screen share popping so I can show you guys this 2,500 volume point house. Has anybody seen this before? All right. So if you're someone who happens to want to figure out how to do your 2,500, this is how we get a chance to break it down. I want y'all to know, this is how I take notes, mind you guys. Again, this is organized to me. It may look like craziness to you guys. That's organized. Don't, Christina, don't give me that. Don't give me that. You know how I roll. I write down thoughts as they come to me, and it's very organized. It may not be the prettiest, but it gets the job done. Okay. And I wrote down like my house right here. So look, this is what I want you guys to do. You can just write down 5 boxes if you want, or you can just look at this. I will post it in the chat and you can print it off. This is something that should probably go next to your consumer web when you do your consumer web. Is anybody out there still doing their consumer web? You should. Look, if people who want to master 2,500 and 5,000 volume points, you should really take on this should be a part of like your 90-day plan, doing your consumer web and filling out your volume point house. Now, how this is how this works, and I would do it with a pencil because you're going to be erasing it. Now, you're going to have a goal at the beginning of the month, and let's say your goal is 2,500 because you want to be an active supervisor. First thing we do: allocate personal consumption. Allocate personal consumption. Allocate personal consumption. Use, where, talk. The first word is use. So I know for me, I like to plug in at least 500 volume points for personal consumption. You should have a number there, whether it's 250, whether it's 500. Some people do 1,000 because they got multiple people in the house. Look, I got kids who drink aloe water like it's free. So, I got to buy a lot of aloe throughout the month. So my personal consumption, is upwards of 500 volume points for sure. However, putting 500 there for me seems like a very good number to chase when it comes to personal consumption. So this should be the first thing that everybody does. Now, DMO. So whatever your DMO is, allocate volume to it. And I'll give you guys a number that I have there for me if I'm chasing my 2,500. But your DMO is whatever you use to do volume yourself. So whether you run 21-day challenges, whether you work at a nutrition club, whether you do a satellite club, or whether you strictly on social media, the DMO volume is the volume that you're personally, you're going to go out and do yourself, right? And so for me, the total documented volume personally that you want to kind of aim for, and we're talking about a new volume, is I'll just say put 1,500 volume points right there, right? So you put about 1,500 volume points right there in the first box. And then from this, We get to decide how we want to allocate this volume between new clients and existing clients. So you can split it in half, you guys. New clients, 700 what's that, 750 volume points. Existing clients, reorders, 750. And you guys know how many nutrition plans that is? That's really not that many when you think about it. 750 volume points could be 4 clients, could be 5. Right? So you want to stick to breaking it down that way. Smaller numbers, smaller goals. Right? And then the existing clients can be the same. People who are reordering, we know how those preferred members are when they reorder. They reorder on their own. So it's having a goal of retention. So what does this do? It gives you an overall goal, then it gives you a goal of new, and it gives you a goal of retention. What do we talk about? Get, keep, develop. This is in alignment with the same. And then I would personally allocate 1,000 volume points to the distributor pot. How do you do that? Y'all want to know the easy way? Get 2 people to hit DAP. 2 people hitting the distributor action plan and your downline. That's 500 volume points each. So that's 1,000 volume points that you personally don't have to worry about, because you're teaching a distributor how to move up the marketing plan. Then that's 1,500 volume points that you personally can go out and do by just helping getting some new clients and then getting some existing clients. Now, these are just goals. That's the first half of the volume point house. You can break up the pie however you want to break it up. You can, if you want to allocate more to new because you're brand new and you might not have any existing clients, you can allocate more to new. And keep in mind, there's no wrong way to do this as long as each box has a volume in it and it equals at least doing your 2,500. Now, here's where it gets good, the tracking. So as you see here, you have a new prospect goal. Like, how many contacts do you want to have? So you have a goal and then you have actual. So this is something you fill out when? At the end of the month. Keep track of it. You fill it out at the end of the month. You have a new client goal. You have a new PM goal. How many PMs hit a promotion? Now, what is this helping you do? This is for real, taking your business serious, knowing your numbers. I think Enrique and Jill talked about that yesterday. If you were on a supervisor call, they talk about, hey, how's your business doing? Well, this is that. This is that. How's your business doing conversation. And then obviously new distributor goals, like Mel talked about, always getting new, and you're able to track this. But the beautiful thing about this is at the end of the month, you can fill this out. And if you didn't do your 2,500, you can look at it and see which area that you have to give attention to. Or you can do it, it's the 15th. How about everybody fill this out right now? Where are you at right now? Do a check-in. Where's your volume? Okay, total volume, first line, boom. How many new clients do you have? How much volume from new? Yeah, I ain't gotta take no screenshot of it. I'm gonna drop it in the chat for sure. Don't even worry about it. I'm not seeing. Oh, 6 phones just went up. Like I promise you, I'm gonna put it in the chat. But then also, how many new client? How much volume you have from new clients? How much volume do you have from reorders? And then how much volume do you have from new distributors? And if you have a 0 in any of those spots, you now know what to focus on. And you know what most people are trying to do? They're trying to do 2,500 volume points on the first line. And the hard part is, doing that over and over and over and over again every month, it becomes difficult. Can you guys imagine getting 4 people to do the distributor action plan? How easy you're doing your 2,500 will be. And not to say that they're going to stop at 500. One may go, and to see that your 2,500 can be done without you getting a single client. Imagine that. Imagine waking up and your volume is moving. But remember, if you guys, I'll be so lost in the calls, I don't remember which call I shared it on, but I'll share it here. Is whenever we think about doing more volume, we always think about getting more clients ourselves. This is a physical breakdown of what it can look like when you want to do more volume. Fill all of the buckets. So hopefully that makes sense to you all. And I will drop this in the chat so you guys can start to fill that out if you want to take it on, because hopefully somebody out there is excited about not only tracking, they're doing the 2,500, but actually doing it. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, you guys. Some people have no problem doing 2,500, but some people have a issue teaching how to do 2,500. This call and any call, there's two purposes. The purpose is one, for you to master the basics yourself, and then two, for you to teach it. So if you're listening to this call and it's something that you know already and you checked out because this ain't your thing, or you don't feel like you need to hear it, or you don't feel like you need to take notes, the thing is, you got to be able to show somebody proof that you know it by how many people do you have that have completed it? How many people do you have done a distributor action plan? How many months in a row have you done your 2,500? And if you don't have that as physical proof, then there's always room to learn. There's always room to grow. And in closing, you guys, I have a few of my points as far as distributor etiquette goes, so we can close this thing down. Um, and my the first one that I have written down here, you guys, is being realistic. Now, I think about being realistic in a different light, you guys. And what I mean by being realistic is, some people, when you ask them what their goals are, and they be like, realistically, based on what they think that they can accomplish, right? I don't think you should base reality on what you think you can accomplish. I think you should base reality on what you are going to work for and what your actions say. Herbalife allows you to expand what realistic is. Like Mel shared about what she was earning at her job versus what she's earning here, and she just ain't even like she a baby. She's a little infant distributor, ain't even been around that long. And so you can imagine, if you apply that same pressure, how your reality, which is what's realistic, is expanded. Y'all think that I would have ever I'm gonna tell y'all, the amount of money I earned last month was the first check that Super showed me from Garen. When I met him at LA Fitness, he showed me this check, and I made that last month. But he showed me that from Garen. I said, this is so unrealistic. Like, what is, like, I don't know. And then you see Garen online, and he's like this, he's singing all the time and hanging out at G Wagons. And, it was like, I was like, oh, snaps. Like, hey, I can't be like that. It was something to admire, but it was based on who I was at that moment. And as I grew in the business, guess what? What's realistic, it expanded, it changed, it became bigger. So when I say be realistic based on what you're willing to work for, not what you think is normal, not what you think is reality, not what you think is, this seems like a good answer. Because right now, you guys have in between zero to, if you guys know how much income I made last month, you guys have in between there. In between there is now real for you. It's not unrealistic. It's real for you because most of you guys have been a part of this journey long enough, or your upline has been a part of the journey long enough to understand that it can go from 0 to 100 real quick. So nothing like at my level or below is unrealistic because it happened, and it happened multiple times. And the second thing I have, and the last thing I have for you guys, is to treat this like a job. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. At a job, you have certain criteria and you have certain things that you have to do even if you don't want to do. You got to be there at a certain time even if you don't want to be. You have to wear a certain thing even though if you don't want to wear it. You have break at a certain time even if that ain't the time you want it. There's a set structure for you at a job, and we do it with no problem. And Herbalife is one of those things to where you might not have anybody on top of you to create a schedule. And if you want to, how many of y'all want to get paid like this is a career, like career level income? We're talking about that $5,000, that $10,000 a month. If you want to get paid like it's a career level job, you have to take it serious like it's a career level job. You can't be willy nilly doing the business. Just all willy nilly, showing up kind of in the bed for a call sometimes. I'm going to tell you me. I don't want to, I'm not going to put anybody, you know, anybody's business out there or talk about anybody. I'll talk about myself, what I chose to do. I am a bodybuilder. I love to bodybuild. I also love to travel. But I'll tell you all what, when it's time for a call, and hopefully y'all saw, and not too many people have seen it, but hopefully y'all saw, you know, when I was at Disneyland with my daughters and it was a call on, and it's like, hey, Aubrey and Roxy were millionaire team members. I wasn't a millionaire team member yet. Where do I need to be? Well, around the people who are where I want to go. See, when you decide that nothing else is important than your success, you're gonna show up different. Kids, they don't matter. Like they can't be an excuse. Parents, friends, they can't be an excuse. Because I'm gonna tell you what, when it's time for you to check out of this world, your life and everything that you would have lived in between the dash is on you. You can't blame your parents then. Can't blame your best friend then. You can't blame your kids then. It's all on you because you made your decisions. And the cold part about this is I had two. Look, Tati, imagine having two of them in your lap. Two of them things smacking you all in the face all day. They couldn't have been my excuse though. And the reason is because I knew the kind of life that I wanted to provide for them, and just working for a little bit, treating it like a job. I'm going to tell y'all, from my get team run to press team run, I was so systematic for 2 years. I went to the gym at the same time. It was never during a call, ever. When it was time for me to eat, I always had my eating time scheduled 30 minutes before a call. I was busy. Of course, I was busy. I had to be a lot of places. I own a nutrition club. But guess what? Nothing took priority over treating my business like a job. Because if I want this to be the thing, I have to treat it like it's the thing and give it the most effort. And you guys, look at how it comes back. You think my kids care about me having to be on all these Zoom calls? Probably not. It's the life that they live. You know what I'm saying? You think my mom care? No, the life that she lived. You have to treat it like a job, and you got to be your own boss. And life is about choices, you guys. And that's how we'll end this call. You know, I was telling somebody I'm gonna make an Instagram post. Sometime I go on these random rants on videos. This is gonna be one of them, you know, but I'll share with you guys how I feel like life is all about choices, right? Everything we do is a choice. And even things that happen to us, issues that happen to us, detrimental moments in our life, things that we feel like are supposed to take us out, all of these things are choices, because you get to choose how you handle any choice. Like Mel talked about with someone when she got the phone or get the text message, you choose how you answer the text message, if you answer it at all. So life is always about choices. And inside of this business, you're going to be met with a lot of things that are going to make you choose. Because how interesting this is, the life that we live is far from normal. So you're going to have some far from normal issues that come up, or some far from normal choices that are going to come up, and you got to choose to continue to work on your business. If you think that you're going to go through, if they say it's 2 years to press, you think you're going to go through 2 years without having anything to distract you, ha, that's funny. When have you ever been through 2 years outside of the call, or outside of the group, or outside of the business, period? When have you ever been 2 years in your life without nothing crazy happening? I don't think I've been through a year of my life in these 30 some odd years. I'm finna tell you how old I was. These 30 some odd years, you know, I don't think I've been through a year without something happening. It ain't been a clear year. Something stupid always happens, and it ain't even our fault. But it's designed to challenge you to see if you're ready to take the test to go right. Some people keep going left, and the left just keeps circling you right back to where you've always been. And this is one of the reality check moments. If the last 5 years look like the next 5 years, are you going to be happy with it? Or is it time for you to say these next 5 years need to be different? Otherwise, it's going to be a repetitive 5 years after 5 years after 5 years. I've seen it happen. And the last thing we want is to say, man, I wish I would have. That's the last thing I want for any of you guys. Get this thing like, come on, we got 5 years. Y'all rock with me for 5 years of commitment, not just being around, but commitment. Something happens, so what? I got to be here. Because guess what? This is going to be the thing that alleviates a lot of that stress. Y'all want to know one of the leading things that causes stress? Finances. Y'all want to know one of the leading things that causes breakups? Finances. Y'all want to know one of the leading things that causes complete mental break? Finances. A lot of it is security. A lot of it is just not being able to provide. A lot of it is being stressed out about bills. A lot of it is stressed out about food. Look, I promise you, if a friend right now borrowed $500 from you, if you had an abundance, it wouldn't bother you. But if you needed that 500, you and your friend got issues. And so it's always about making sure we can at least alleviate those things by it. Just build your business. Just show up. And I'm not saying everybody's going to be a president's team member. I'm not saying everybody's going to make all this crazy money. But what I'm saying is you can at least alleviate unnecessary stress. Earn enough to where your bills are taken care of. Earn enough to where you ain't got to worry about digging into savings. Earn enough to where you can at least be able to afford your products, food, and taking the family and doing the things that you guys need to do. An extra $1,000, an extra $1,500, an extra $2,000 may save somebody's life. That's what I want you guys to commit to. And if you leave, man, I don't know if you're going to go find it nowhere else. You're going to get another job? Oh, snaps. Trading your time. So that is our call for today. You guys, hopefully you all took something away. I know that Mel delivered, and I'm so excited to see the evolution into a phenomenal tag team member. I'm about to look up some flights to Dalton, Alabama, so I can go be consumption 101. So we can go in there and make that thing popping because you deserve it. You did a great job today. Thank you guys for showing up for yourself. I know the corporate HOM just started, so you guys can go hop on that if that's something that you plug into. But look, continue to show up. Have your set of whatever it is that your no matter what's your distributor etiquette and your core values as a distributor. And I promise you, if you lock into that, you can go a long way. I'm gonna think about how I want to give away this cup. We're gonna see. I don't know yet. That's a nice cup. Look, I think it's like, ooh, that thing ain't even plastic. Nah, I said. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and unmute you guys so we can say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank
Good night. Thank
you.
you.
Good night, you guys. Bye. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's lit.
Oh, there she go. We was looking for you.
Man, I was getting this bad boy out the tub.